Hello there. So basically what I was doing is that when I was learning about these coding agents, I came across context engineering, and then I realized that custom commands is one part of the coding agents. Like there are sub agents, custom commands, scales, agents, and this custom command thing is in and of itself very handy and useful and powerful. So I need to maximize output and really get the hands on to be able to think intuitively in these things, because when we learn or we watch the tutorials, we think that, oh, I get it, but when we really do the things with AI, it's much more errors, much more feeling like this is not gonna work, and you then figure out what works. And there is a lot of learning, even though we know what is the possibility of it when we actually do it. So I thought that I want to maximize this custom command things. So when I started to think like what is the thing I can do, I came across few ideas that I thought, well, if I implement these custom commands, they'll be useful for me. So one of them was, I thought, well, I can create a custom command for reading a file, but I realized that wasn't very important. So while doing that, what I understood was that there are also dynamic variables that we can put in the .md files of the custom commands that we create. For example, let me show you. Let's say this is my .opencode folder. In the command folder, let's say I have this hello.md custom command. Then in this I can give arguments that I will provide at the time of invocation. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say I open an open code instance and I want to fire this hello command. I can give the two arguments that I use. Hello, my name is, first argument, I am this years old. So the first argument I give here, let's say my name and my age. So those will be replaced here. Let's say this. Hello, my name is Soham and I'm 21 years old. Right? So I understood about these dynamic variables. I thought they were very useful. So whenever I do need to use them, I will in custom commands. Then after that, what I realized was that I had an idea that when we use these coding agents, and let's say we want to give them some context about anything, then we can run the code in, let's say we run a terminal command that in and of itself gives some context. Let's say I want to run git ls dash files or something. So in this case, I was thinking, can I execute this in the coding agent TUI or GUI itself? Let me show you what I meant. Let's say I opened open code and here I do get ls dash files. So I wanted to execute that, a terminal command, and whatever comes as the output from this terminal command, I wanted the agent to digest this. So if I do right now this, the agent will execute it. So let's see what happens. It is taking a bit long. Guess there are rate limits, but let's just see. Yeah. So the agent itself understood what I wanted to do, then used its own tool to execute this, and it got the result. And obviously it understood what the current directory looked like. But what my first idea was that, can I do this? Instead of me giving it a command and it itself executing it, but it seemed like that isn't possible. So I just tried a bunch of those things. Then I had another idea, was that in a code base, what happens is that, let's say there is a code base and there are multiple people that are working on this code base, right? So let's say I worked using coding tools on this code base, and the AI agent did some research using web tools, what you call it, web page tools, etc, etc. So the AI agent, let's say, did some research using web page tools, and it helped me, let's say. But let's say my friend later is working on the same code base using the coding agent. For that thing, the agent would have to again do the research. In worst case, the agent just come up with hallucinations and just messes everything up. Those things can happen. Then what I thought was that, is there any way that we can document the research and use later? That was the idea. I thought that, can I document the research and use it later? So then I thought I can create a custom command where I tell, do research about this and store the research in an MD file in some directory. So I thought about that. Then I came across creating this custom command, research and document, and I give it a task. So let me show you what I did. So I created one custom command for it, but I created it globally. What globally means is that no matter where I open the open code instance, I will have that custom command instead of me copying that .open code directory in every single code base. So that I thought was important. So this is a global directory. Here we have command, and here I have this research and document. Remember this name, and it has to do one single thing. It has to do research and create this directory called AI researches, and in that create .md files. So let me show you how it did it. So this is one project directory I have where I used it. So it created this AI researches directory, and it did research on some Pipecast transport configurations I told it to do, and it created one MD file for it. Around, yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one, right? So the next time, the next time my friend is coming here and trying to work on Pipecast configuration thing, let's say he is working there, then what can happen is that, because we have done this research, if the AI agent, instead of doing this web pages again and trying to do the thinking part, analyzing, figuring out part again, it can just read that research, that document that we created, this MD file. That's what I came across. And then it was useful. Okay, I understood. Okay, that's gonna help me as well, not only my teammates but myself as well. It doesn't have to do the research again. Then what I thought was that, because these MD files are big, let's say we have 10 MD files here, or as the code base goes, who knows, 50 of them, and each of them is, let's say, 500. I can't just make the AI agent digest all of them. It would mean context engineering is done. It's like wasted lot of tokens, right? So that can't be done. So I thought, well, what do these coding agents do? They use these what we call uh, if you look at these what they call front matters, or these whatever, inside of them, open Claude Code uses this, Open Code uses this, all the coding agents use this. Some Gemini I guess uses YAML, but most of others use this in MD5. So I thought, if let's go back to our diagram. So let's say I have some MD files here, like many of them, and they have large, what you call the entire documentation. If each of them can have this front matter text, which is nothing but like this, you know what we have here, some description of what the each documentation contains, and we only, let's say, copy these things. We only copy these, like some 20 tokens per document, and we give it to the AI agent, right? So like 20 Tenza, some 200 tokens. So instead of we doing it for thousands of tokens, we just take these only and give it to the AI agent. Give it to the AI agent. So the AI agent, if it needs some context, it knows, okay, I want to know about Pipecast transport configuration, I want to know about fast API configurations. It can just read that configuration file or that MD file of that document, and now it knows everything about it, instead of doing the research itself, as well as without wasting the tokens. So I went to this step, where the sixth one, front formatter retrieval. So if you look at this one, this front matter has a name, file name, description of what this documentation was about, and key points that are discussed in it. So the agent will only digest this, and if it needs it, it will read this entire MD file, right? So that's what I came across. So I also created some helper function to do it. I tried with it, then I understood, okay, it's not much hard thing to do with regex and things like that. Then the next thing was that currently it was just a helper function. I wanted the AI to have that capability itself, right? So like a tool, the agent is able to execute some command, the agent is able to fetch something from web, the agent is able to read docs, the agent is able to create directories. The same way, I want the agent to have the ability to only fetch these front matters. So I went and tried, how do we create these tools inside OpenCode. So I understood that with this I created this simple tool which just prints hello world, nothing else. If that's the we have to do it in TypeScript. That's specific to OpenCode, but we do have to stick to it. So I created this tool, and then I went to how can we create this tool. So let me go to the configuration again. I went there, and I hope you can see this. I went in the main configuration file, global one. That path is like this for me, .config.opencode. That's it. So here you have all these. You can create agents, commands, tools that are global. So I wanted to create a tool that's global. So I created this tool. What this tool does is very simple. It looks for this folder called AI researches, and inside this AI researches it looks for all the .md files and it converts their front matter and returns it. That's all it does. So this is the tool that does it. We are getting some errors or warnings here, but it is working fine. Another thing I understood is that even if the tool is present at some config level location, but wherever we open the open code instance, for example, let's say I am at this directory coding, and here if I open code, the tools I use will be running in this directory and not in this directory of the configuration. So that was something I figured out. Then I understood, I solved some errors there that were there from open code. Another one thing that I found out, that in open code every tool must return a string and cannot return any object like arrays or object or map or anything like that. We have to return strings. So that was one error I had. That's what I had to figure out, and then later it worked. So by this point, what I really have in my hands is that, let's say I have custom commands in my hands, right? So one of them will be, I can do research and I can document it. I can use this tool to retrieve front matters from MD files of documents, that is there. At the same time, I wanted to create a custom command to do this, because currently it's a tool. I have to tell the agent to do this, but instead of telling it, okay, use this aware AI resources tool, that's the name I gave it, nothing else. Aware AI researches, that's the name I gave it, nothing else. See, I had to do this currently if I open my open code instance. So I wanted, rather than that, a simple custom slash command. If I type aware AI researches, it should use this tool basically. That's all I wanted it to do. It should use this tool. So I also created this custom command to use this tool. Let's say here is the custom command, aware AI researches. That's the name. All it does is that retrieves the front matter strings from all researches and documentation done for future help. So workflow is, you use the tool that's here, and if any error occurs, you just move forward, don't try to solve it. That's all that is. So now if I open any open code instance, let's say, let me open it in one of my projects. In this project I have AI researches directory. So if I open code instance here, I can use that aware AI researches tool, and it will run that simply tool. All right. Here, if you look at this, there might be some, if you look at this setting, it is nothing but the tool. If you look at this, this is different one, not the error from our tool. So this tool succeeded and it gave us the data about the front matter. So let me ask this, what front matter strings you received from research documentation. Here, if you look at this is the exact front matter string. So it was able to retrieve it without trying to retrieve this 400 lines of code. So that was important. Cool, we have references as well. Yeah. So if I try to tell it to do some pipecat related work, and let's say it fails at transport things, so it will not do now web search, it would rather read this MD file. That's the goal of it. And not only me, as the codebase grows, here, as the codebase grows, many people are using it, and once the research is done, it can be used across any, for any, right? So that's what I think. Let's see.